Good morning, and we're out and about, and it is morning. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and you can see over my shoulder that the sun's just starting to come up, and it won't be long before it starts to warm the land. We've had a few days of very, very warm, very, very dry, very, very blue sky weather. Now, I saw a video a while back by Mr. Stainy Pants. He was at this one place that I've wanted to come for a long, long time, so I thought, do you know what, inspired again, let's get going. And I can just about see it from here. I'm walking up to Llyn Eigiau. What three words will be up on the screen for you. And yeah, there's a bit of a tragic story about this place, so I thought I'd come. While I'm walking along, I'm going to show you a little video clip of the tragedy that happened back in 1925. I'm at Llyn, a dam, a reservoir, and they were building a dam in 1911, 35-foot dam across the eastern side of this water supply, and they were going to build a dam to supply the local power station down in the village at Dolgarrog, I think it is. And yeah, the tragedy was the workmanship was poor, and they pulled out of finishing it properly, and the wall, the 35-foot dam wall, was not really up to spec. In 1925 they had a massive rainfall, 26 inches in 5 days, and it bust the banks of the dam. It crumbled the wall, collapsed the wall, and sent millions of gallons of water down to the Dolgarrog dam reservoir. It smashed that one and sent millions of gallons down into the village. And unfortunately, I'm afraid to say that 16 people died that day, which is pretty tragic really for poor workmanship. Out of those 16 people, 7 of them were children as well, which is an absolute crying shame. So I might not be the most exciting person this morning, because it's a very somber thought to see this place as it is, you know, because I'm going to go and have a look at the dam and the broken wall and get a couple of photographs best I can, just for my own personal memory's sake. And then maybe later on we'll have a slightly cheery one and we'll go for a bit more of a walk. But yeah, it's a tragic shame, isn't it, that people lost their lives. But what a scary, scary thought of having millions of gallons of water rushing down this way. I mean, you can't see it probably, but I can see the dam way over in the distance over there, and you can see the massive hole in the wall. And apparently if you walk around the wall, you can see the crumbling wall in places where it's not stood the test of time. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but like I say, it's an absolute tragedy to think a dam collapsed under the pressure of the water. But it's a very, very nice place, extremely sketchy, the drive up. It's a single track road, and there's a couple of very sharp uphill hairpins, which I was warned about, and the van managed it okay. But yeah, it's a sketchy drive up, but it's all right. I've got the moon out. I've got a few wispy little clouds that's probably going to be gone before I get there, because it's quite a long walk along here. But yeah, we're going to have a look at this dam, 3/4 of a mile long this dam, and I can see it over my right as well. In fact, there's 2 massive big holes, but I don't quite know why there's 2. I understand one of them's, I'll probably work it out when I get there. We'll have a look when we get there. But yeah, good morning. Sorry it's a bit somber sounding, but yeah, this is a place I wanted to come to for a long time. It's kind of funny how I'm not a very sentimental person, as I feel in general. I don't feel that sort of a person that gets sentimented about things, if you know what I mean. I'm quite a hard-hearted person, really, even though a lot of you are disagreeing. I know Mrs. C disagrees. But as I walk up to this, it sort of kind of proves to myself that probably I'm not. or I am, should I say, because I'm feeling something. I'm feeling emotions as I walk towards this dam that you wouldn't feel if you didn't have some sort of care about you, which is strange, because like I say, I've always said I'm quite a hard-hearted person over my time. Situations that we all probably go through toughen you up and make you quite a hard person, but I definitely feel something as I see this, the eeriness, the feeling of loss, the feeling of tragedy, the feeling of something went wrong. That's because I've read about it, I've had a look, and I've seen it online. There's 3 short black and white videos all about it. Like I said, I've hopefully been playing something in the corner for you while I'm walking along. But yeah, I don't know anything about the people or anything like that, but you can definitely see with this gap in this wall, and you can imagine, you know, with my imagination, I can see these millions of gallons of water rushing down past me, sort of thing. And yeah, it's almost got a sense of, you know, like the border walls, you know, the big hefty walls that you see in countries. Yeah, it's definitely got something about it. It really has. I think maybe because it's early as well, and it's cool and it's fresh and it's so peaceful and quiet. There's no wind, there's no anything, and I feel that adds something to this as well. And it's yeah, I can definitely feel something. It's really quite a strange feeling and partially unexplainable, if you know what I mean. But yeah, crazy. There are 2 gaps in the wall though, a small gap and a massive gap. Now I'm assuming the big one is where the water went through. I don't know, it'd be nice to find out, but I'm assuming the big one is where it collapsed, even though there's a gap in the middle, but that may have been taken down since, because we're talking 100 years ago virtually. Virtually 100 years ago. This is not 19 at all, it's 2022. We're at the end of March, and this happened, I think, November the 2nd, I think, if my memory is working, November the 2nd, 1925. So yeah, a long time ago. There's a little house up there as well. How crazy is that? I'll have to go and have a little nose at that little white house. But yeah, what a wall, 3/4 of a mile long. Wow. Right, I'll speak to you when I get right up close. So I'm a little bit closer now, and it kind of sort of almost shows what this first hole is, and I'm going to spin you around and show you in a moment. I'm just walking across this grassy patch, but you can see from where I am now how this has happened, or how this is definitely the hole. Look at this. So you can see here this massive big hole in the wall here, and there's obviously rocks and stuff. I don't know what's what. I mean, I assume it's all natural, but you can see this big gully here in front of me, this massive big gully that goes right down, comes across. Obviously the pathway's been rebuilt back up for the reasons, but you can see down here the big cutout there, where it's obviously, this feels to me like this is the bit that broke, this is the breach, and it's pumped the water down, and obviously the water of all these millions of gallons of water flowing through here has carved this recess out the land as it headed on down the village, down to the other one. So that's what I'm guessing. There is a little signpost plaque, I don't know, there's a little sign just there. I'm just going to have a little read of that in a moment. But yeah, you can definitely see the cutout, you know, like a riverbed type of thing, the way it's just gushed out. And imagine millions of gallons of water flowing through. It's definitely going to cause some damage to the land. So let me get back down onto the pathway. Let's go and have a look at this little sign. And I've almost forgot that the sun's coming up and I'm here to take photographs, really, which is strange, but maybe sometimes it's not always about the photo, as we said. Let's see what it says on this little bit of a plaque thing. See if it says anything. Oh, fishing club. It's okay, it only says a fishing club permit holders. But yeah, you can just see this big cutout through here, and it is quite a cutout coming from the hole there, rushing down and going down through this gorge sort of thing there. Crazy. Okay. Let's. I need a picture and I need a photograph, so I'm going to walk up to the wall now and put my hand on it and just see. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So the camera is out and it's on the tripod, and I've gone for obviously the classic. This is going to be looking at the end of the wall, the broken part of the wall with all the stonework around the bottom. I'm imagining the stonework's possibly been added since, I'm not sure, but it's just the dam looking away, and then this gully in front of me. There is a bit of steel work, or a bit of metal work down in the bottom corner as well. And I'm also going to take a closer one. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. I'm at f11 to give me some depth. As close as I can go is 24mm on this lens because I've got the wide angle on, but I'm making the best of the image. I'm lining up the wall on the thirds, which means it's leading down from left to right, which is a better way. There's a couple of little stones in the bottom left hand corner which add as a little arrow, and then I've got a stone on the right hand corner which is also adding a bit of a finish to the side of the image, this side. F11, focus on the wall, and the sky is just a pastel, like a pastel blue colour. 2-second timers on, and just that's my memory shot, probably my thumbnail shot. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that this is not something to be joyous about, if you like. It's definitely got that somber feel about it. I can't imagine how scared people were with all that water coming down the valley. It's a big wall. It's a big wall. It really is. Wow. So I've set the camera up, I've taken one from the other side, I've taken a couple of selfies as well, which I'm sure you've already seen. The sun is creeping up behind the hill over that side. So what I've decided to do is I've lifted the camera up slightly so it doesn't look as imposing, you know, because it's not looking down on you. I've climbed up next to it, I've touched it, it's quite something. But I've set up another image. This is another really nice flowing shot, and I want you to take a look at this, and when I put it up on the screen, and I'll explain why I've set this up like it is. I've got the mountain range on my left, which is leading from the top left hand corner coming down the frame, and I've got the rocks on the bottom left hand corner, and they're leading up from the bottom left hand corner, so you can see the devastation, the broken rocks that are obviously left over. And then you've got the wall, which is bang on the thirds on the other side. And I might even put the grid on to show you how this works. So you've got the diagonals coming in, and then you've got the wall on the right hand thirds. And it's set on the intersection of the thirds this way and this way. So all the elements are there that work. And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take one as it is now. So I'm going to focus just F11, ISO 160. I'm not too worried about the shutter speed. I'm going to take that just as it is. Very somber, very flat, very as it is. Now when this sun, I'm going to hang around here for a little bit. I'm going to get the drone out. It's quiet, there's no one around, it's peaceful. I haven't flown my drone for a long time, and I think this justifies a drone photograph, or at least a little bit of footage seeing the wall as it is. And I'm going to wait and see if I can wait long enough for that light to come up over the hill and cast some warm light on it to try and warm it up, bring back a little bit of warmth to your heart, really. I think, but very yeah, it's quite some place. It really is. It really is. A place I'm not ever going to forget visiting. Definitely, that is 100% for sure. It really is. So I'm making my way along the wall towards the large opening, and hopefully there might be a little bit of information about the opening and what it's all about. But I thought I'd walk along the wall just because, one, I'm here and it's still early morning and it's peaceful and quiet and the sun's out and I'm not getting rained on, it's not wet and blowing a gale and etc, 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 and it just feels appropriate to walk along the wall. And my phone's ringing. I think that might be the wife, because I've just tried phoning and I think I may have woke her up. So I'll be back in a sec. Oh, so I've parked myself actually on the wall. I'm sat on the wall. If I get up you can see the wall behind me. I'm actually sat on the wall. It's a low spot. As I've walked up the side I've got to this low spot, and this is the lowest part, so I'm going to sit here. Excuse me nose, I'm getting over a cold still. I've still got the sniffles, which is not good. But yeah, I've just phoned Mrs. C. That was Mrs. C on the phone, so I'll just give her a ring. I've got my flapjack, chocolate flapjack. I've got a banana, and I know it looks black, but I like them dark. And I've got my coffee. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this moment that I don't get very often. I really don't. I'm going to carry the video on. If it's a long one, it's a long one. There's definitely some more to see around here. So I'm going to have this, and then I'll speak to you in a bit when I find another photograph and set something else up. I might just take a shot along the wall here for starters. Definitely worth taking, leading up to the little white cottage up the top there. So I'll get one of these shot here after I've had this, and then I'm going to have a look around the water's edge. There's a little hut over there, so it's worth having a nose. There's a little hut over in the background as well. So I'm going to have a walk and enjoy the morning. Speak to you after I've had my coffee, because I'm desperate for this. So I'm not sure whether I understand this quite correctly. I've come to this very large opening. You can see it's got a faced off end. It's been faced off this side, and if you look over my shoulder, again you can see it's faced off that side. Now, has this been cut out and faced off? You can see the decay on the actual wall itself, which is where they said the actual, I think it's the infrastructure of the wall, the materials used were poor, and you can see how way this is crumbling away quite badly down this end. Now, I don't know whether this is the major part that collapsed or that small part that I've just been photographing. Either or. The piece that I've been photographing definitely looks like a hole in the wall, whereas this looks like it's been cut out by man and faced up, because it's a square edge, and you wouldn't get a square edge if it crumbled away. So I'm assuming this has been cut out, the foundations are still there, and then when you go down over onto the river side, which is definitely a small river, you can see that the infrastructure's underneath, you know, all the rock beds there, and it's been cut away, and there's a small tube down in the middle there, which obviously was for letting the water through and drainage. So I'm assuming this would have been the purposely built part of the dam that actually holds, you know, your water and feeds your water down and in, because that's definitely an outlet down at that bottom piece there. So I am assuming that the big hole in the wall, which is way back over there now, I'm assuming the big hole in the wall that's the bit that broke. It makes more sense rather than this bit, which is obviously here for a reason. So yeah, I'm taking it that I'm correct. But yeah, it's interesting to see. It really is. Not a lot of water. There's not a lot of water trickling down, so I'm going to try and find another photograph somewhere and get the camera set up. Maybe use the Llyn, which is over there. I'm going to go over that way maybe and have a look over there. But I'm just going to enjoy this morning. This is gorgeous, and I just fancied a morning out, and this is definitely what I've got, a nice morning out. So I know the sun's behind me, but I'm facing the mountains in front, and I want to do a panoramic. It's not the best. It's not going to be the best panoramic on the on the earth, but there's a lovely reflection in the water, and I think it'd be a shame not to actually get one. So I'm just going to do a 3-shot pano. Camera's nice and level. The horizon line's level in my camera. Me bubbles level on my leveling base, and all I've got to do is do 2-second timer, take the shot. Polarizer has been taken off. I'm at f11. 1, and then overlap it about 1/3 of the image. 2, I think 4 shots probably. Just looking down this nice reflection down Llyn Eigiau. Yeah, I think that'll do. 4 shots, just looking down, and I may even move in on this big boulder on the side here. Maybe get a little bit closer and do something similar again, right on the water's edge. Let's just have a look. Get me level. It's all about keeping the tripod exactly level. That's the beauty of these leveling bases. If you get it spot on, you haven't got to worry about it stitching together. I might be able to go in a little bit closer on this one, and I've just got you in the frame there, so let's just slide you around here a little bit out of the way. That's better. And let's just do again and focus on that rock there, and as long as the lens diffraction isn't too much of an issue, it should stitch together. Because I'm using quite a wide lens, it tends to splay everything out on the edges, but again, should be alright. I'm just making the most. It's a blue sky, which is not ideal, so I'm just making the most of the reflection because it's nice and calm. In fact, it's beautiful and calm. See, I've got my top off, got my hat off and everything now, so it's really, really nice. Okay, Going to look along this shoreline, see if I can find a couple of nice boulders with the reflections, and I think then I'll end it and I'll just go for a walk and explore and see what's around. So I'm going to end the video here and now. I've got the long lens on and I've got a nice little scene. What I actually spotted was this little tiny patch of water with a little tree on it right out in the moor and moorland bit, which I wouldn't have thought you could get to. It looks really boggy and quite treacherous out there, but as I walked up I noticed a heron, and it caught a glimpse of me, and it flew off, and it actually landed in that little pool of water. So I've got this little tiny heron. If you have a look in the image, you'll see this little heron right in the middle of the water, and this little patch of water just all on its own. I think there's another shot back this way. Oh, I can see a person as well. I think there's another shot back this way. So you're looking through the two holes in the wall. So I think that would be quite nice. Don't move, heron. Oh, he's moving. Stay, stay, stay. He's just right on the edge of the water now, doing his nice slow movement of walking forwards. Stay still, stop moving. He stopped moving, he's praying. But yeah, no, it's a nice little shot. But like I said, I'm going to shoot back that direction as well, and I'm going to go for a walk later on. But at the moment I'm just walking down the track. I've come back over the other side now, I've come away from the lake, and I'm just walking down the track to have a look at this little old barn or house, whatever it is down there. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my other channel as well. I'm trying to move my gear stuff off of this channel, so please check out the other channel. It's van life photography gear. I'd much appreciate if you just chop on over there, watch a few videos, subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't watch anything, it will help me out, it will help it grow, which means I then can get stuff off of this channel, because I might have to still pop a few bits on air because we need to get the views on them. So yeah, thanks for watching, like I said, and what a lovely place. I know it was a little bit somber this morning, and it all goes to respect to those lives that are lost. And yeah, I may come back here on the 11th of November in 2025 and celebrate the 100 years, or remember the 100 years, let's put it that way. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check out those videos if you can. I'll leave the link in the description, and ciao for now. See you soon. And I'm hoping this heron's going to stay still.